Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and holy shit, do we have a lot to cover today. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, we're going to break down. Let's just jump in. My lord. So first things first, we have our three bosses. We have Mike Piazza, Fernando Valenzuela, and Kenny Lofton leading off the first inning. So Fernando Valenzuela, he's looking like a solid card, truly. 108 stamina, 95 hits per 9. Hits per 9 and Ks per 9 are fantastic. I'm a little worried about his walks per 9, but he's a screwball pitcher, so he's going to be primarily off speed, which kind of shows you why his walks per 9 will be high. A lot of his pitches are going to move. They might move out of the zone. But overall, fantastic card. He is the guy I'm going with to begin the year. And next up, we have Mike Piazza, 91 overall. His hitting attributes look fantastic. Defense is going to be somewhat iffy. Speed, not existent. I would go with this guy, but I just don't hit well with Mike Piazza cards in the past. And then finally, we have Kenny Lofton. He is one of the other new cards this year, with Piazza being a second half card, and then Kenny Lofton being a milestones card, which is something I had actually talked about for quite a while on new cards that I would like to see. But Lofton looks fairly good. He's got great contact, fantastic speed, not much power. He does have good fielding, a little bit of a weak arm, but honestly, Kenny Lofton is looking like my number 2 right now. If I were to rank these guys, possibly I could see myself taking him over Fernando. But right now, I'm leaning Fernando. Kenny Lofton is a close second. Piazza is more of a distant third. Now, going away from the bosses, they did show a couple of the henchmen, being Wade Boggs, Joe Morgan, and a rookie Dan Plesac. I actually am intrigued by the Plesac, especially as an early option. Boggs would be great for contact, not much power at all. And Joe Morgan is consistently one of my favorite players. He has a very glitchy swing. Now, some other guys that they showed were rookie Pedro, young Tony Gwynn, Barry Larkin, and Andrew Jones, and Harmon Killebrew. These are not good versions of these cards at all, but you could definitely test them out and see if you enjoy their swings, especially if you're a first-time player. It's very good to get an idea with a cheap card like one of those, rather than spending a lot of money, a lot of stubs on a card later on in the year and then not having success with them. And then the third pack here, the third choice pack, is going to be a Nathan Eovaldi, Nomar Mazara, and a Mark Canha. Now, I never used that Mazara card. That was a year before I actually started playing Diamond Dynasty. But the Eovaldi was a pretty good card. He has fantastic speed. Canha has a lot of power. I did enjoy that card. I'm very interested to see how these three play out in this year's game. Looking at that, I might have to go with Canha. It's going to depend on who I get in the packs once we open those up later tonight. Moving into Conquest, it looks like Albert Pujols is going to be the USA Map Award. And it'll be an 89 version rather than the 87 version that they had of this card in this past year. It does also look like the USA Map has something a little bit different this year, and those are prospect choice packs. Which is very exciting because there are some actually good cards in these packs. One of which I am very excited for is this guy right here, Jonathan India, my starting second baseman for this year, a guy I am very high on. Definitely Florida Gator fan bias here, but he has been raking the ball since he came up into the majors. He's going to have solid contact, at least against lefties, solid fielding, a little bit of speed, not much though. But realistically, I'm using him because I like the guy. I'm excited as hell for this card, and I'm looking forward to it. After India, they showed Geraldo Perdomo, who has great contact, good fielding, and very good speed. Ryan Weathers, who looks like a solid lefty, good off speed with a little bit of gas as well. Very good walks per 9 as well, at least to begin the year. And then also Jaron Duran, who has fantastic contact and very good speed. Now, some of the biggest news that came out of this stream is the fact that for BR rewards and World Series rewards now, you do not have to make World Series or go 12-0 flawless to actually get these rewards. There is a rewards path for these now, which is much like events. It is based off of accumulating stats, accumulating wins, and other things like that. So the cards that you may have never got in the past, unless you spent 1 million stubs, you now have an opportunity to get, even if you are not the greatest player. This is huge news For a guy like me who hasn't made World Series yet or gone 12-0, it's fantastic. They did also show some of the rewards, which we'll go over here in just a moment. I am extremely excited about this, though. What do you guys think about this edition? I don't see it as a loss, but I can see how if you made World Series each time, you would. So here we have our first look at the World Series rewards for Season 1. Prince Fielder, 2009 All-Star. That is the exact card, just a bit different card art, for what I had projected as our first inning boss. Now, Alfonso Soriano is also available day one, who I also had projected, but it is his 99 version. So I don't feel too bad about our first inning predictions, actually. I did also mention Fernando Valenzuela, so not too bad. But these are some interesting rewards, to say the least. And here we have the Battle Royale 12-0 flawless cards. We've got a Vlad Guerrero, a Mike Schmidt, Tom Seaver, Lou Brock, and a Billy Wagner. Now that is a new Billy Wagner card than what we've had in the past. I will also say that for Lou Brock, he is a very underrated card. He did fantastic for me last year. Tom Seaver, I'm not too high on him, or Mike Schmidt. Vlad Guerrero has actually been a guy that I've never used because he was a World Series reward last year. The year before, the version that they had come out with early on in the season, I wasn't a fan of. And his other one, I think, was like the Extreme Reward, Moments Extreme Reward. So I didn't end up using him then. If I can reach this card, I will use him this time just because I was a huge fan of his. They did also show us a glimpse into the first event of the season, which will be for Miguel Cabrera. Now, I am a bit cautious about this because they've already got the Miguel Cabrera, who was a second or third inning bot. Actually, no, that was the headliner pack, but he was a little bit later on in the year. So it does worry me that they are going higher overalls this early into the season. Like, we haven't even started yet, and we're already 2 to 3 points higher on everything than we were last year. So another new thing that is happening this year is the fact that there's a daily moments program. Now, it looks like the further you go in the month, the more daily moments you complete, the higher you get in this program. Now, it looks like it can unlock evolution players as well as diamonds in that program itself. The first one here is Jason Giambi, along with a Roberto Alomar. Now, the Jason Giambi does go into the evolution program here, which has been revamped from last season. Now, the one thing that does kind of disappoint me is the fact that it is still just the one version of this card. Instead of going from an 85 to a 91, you cap out at the 85. Now, they did say that every version of each card is able to be prestiged, so to speak, through the Roman, how they call it, the Roman numerals. But I don't know, we'll see. I was hoping that they'd have more stages to the evolution rather than just going from one card to the next. So another thing that is very interesting about this year's game is that team affinities are no longer based by team. They are separated into divisions. So if you play with a team that's All-American League East, you are accumulating stats for that team, for that division. You can progress, but you can no longer go and load up on Red Sox and Rays and try and get Xander Bogaerts and Willie Adames at the same time. You have a choice pack now, and you will choose between one or the other. I don't know how I feel about this. I look at the Brewers and like the Pirates. I want Ke'Bryan Hayes. He is one of the guys that I want to start off with. I also want Keston Hiura, who is one of the Brewers. So now I kind of have to go through twice. Maybe I'm just misreading that, but I don't know how to feel about that one. We'll kind of have to see how this one plays out throughout the season. And then we have our Roman numerals. That is the community parallel, I believe is what they called it. Essentially, the more you play with a card, the more stats you acquire, the more points that player gets in his XP. As this progresses, you can increase an 88 all the way up to, say, a 92 overall. They showed the Pedro Martinez card as an 88, and then on level 5 for that card, he was a 92. maybe even a 94. But it looks like every single card is prestigeable, so to speak, in that regard. It doesn't look like they actually have the prestige path this year, but more so they have gone towards these Roman numerals. So any card that you use, the better you do with him, the better the card will perform, as his attributes will go up as you continue to do well. All right, so we're going to start rounding it down now. Make sure to go in and redeem this free Roberto Clemente card. All you got to do is go to the shop, hit X, and redeem. I'm sure the no-hitters that have been thrown are also going to have a card in there at some point. I know that they said Topps Now will be in there. Maybe there'll be 99 versions of those already. We did get free 99s for each no-hitter last year. I feel like it's very early in the game to have two 99s, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with that this year. If you go into the Space One pack, if you want to purchase that one, there is a Wander Franco, Felix Hernandez, Jerry's Familia, who all was in there? Jason Dominguez was in there, Kenley Jansen, Tino Martinez, Matthew Liberatore, and Jason Kendall. So I know I'm going to at least purchase one of those. If I don't get the rare round, I'm going with Jason Kendall as my starting catcher because I'm a huge Jason Kendall fan and that card plays fantastic. So if I don't, maybe if I buy two of them, maybe I'd go with Matt Liberatore as the second guy there. We'll have to see. But I am excited for that one. Even that Wander Franco, even as a Rays fan, I think I had like 1 or 2 hits and 40 at-bats with him last year. I sucked with that card. But hey, I might try him out this year and see what happens. And then going into the collections, for the American League, we have David Ortiz. It looks pretty much just like a copy and paste of his card from last year. You have Alfonso Soriano and the National League reward, who is going to have amazing power, contact, fielding, and speed. The fielding is rather shocking. But he does have second base secondary, so he will be an endgame card. And then you have Chipper Jones as the MLB collection. Now this card is completely maxed out against lefties. He is solid all the way through, especially with the bat. Fielding could always be a little bit better, but they never really like to give Chipper much credit when it comes to the glove. But overall, so much information. So much to be hyped for. I am so excited for this game to come out. And at this point, we are just a couple hours away from this thing coming out. I am so damn excited. I got work in the morning, but I'm not going to go to sleep anytime soon. Oops. But either way, it's going to be a fantastic time. We're going to have a great year. I've got a lot planned for this year. If you've made it this far in this video, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed any of it, hit like, hit subscribe. I would appreciate it. Frankly, in the past week, we've pretty much doubled our subscribers. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Have a great night. Let's get this shit started. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm just kind of rambling because I just want this game to be out. I need to push that damn button and let's get this thing started. Have a good evening. I'll be recording a pack opening video tonight and probably releasing it hopefully tomorrow after I get off work. So y'all have a great night. Have fun. Pull good cards. Best of luck to you. I hope you get Trout. Let's have a great year, guys.